Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fat Loss Basics. Welcome back. Excited to be here with you today on this Tuesday. Alrighty. I hope everybody who's hearing this that might have gotten some snow or ice over this last 36 hours is doing okay. Hopefully you guys got power, heat, all the good things. I know in Michigan we got hit again Sunday. Monday had a snow day. Wondering what Tuesday will bring because we're supposed to get cold again. Negative 20 somethings, and then Friday negative 20 somethings again. So this will be an interesting week. That's for freaking sure. My kids still have exams to take, and the poor semester just does not want to end. It just does not want to end for them. So, alrighty. So the Messy Middle Masterclass, we are live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is not too late. If you're hearing this currently and it is not 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you can still click the link in the show notes and get into the masterclass. I am teaching you how to live in the messy middle of fat loss. This is the space that we live in order to actually get the result that we want. We are too extreme, we go too hard, and then we end up quitting and restarting a diet every fucking Monday. And I wanted to actually talk about this because I was grocery shopping yesterday and my husband and I were, kind of creating a meal plan and kind of figuring out what we're going to do. I have a masterclass that I scheduled for this night after we had a snow day, and then they rescheduled a meet post me scheduling this class. So I'm going to miss my son's meet tonight, which I'm a little irritated about, but I'm happy to show up and teach the class. I'm just really a little bit annoyed that I'm not going to be able to see him swim. And so anyway, so we're talking about how many meets we have this week and all the things like to be prepared for the week coming up ahead. And one of the things that he wanted to make has this cottage cheese in it. So I went over to the cottage cheese section and I'm looking at the cottage cheese. And I noticed that all of a sudden it says protein, high protein cottage cheese. And I'm thinking to myself, cottage cheese is already fucking high protein. It's already fucking high protein. Why are we here? What the fuck is happening? Right? Like, it's already literally one of the most highest protein foods that you can have. And yet somebody here put a label on it, high protein. And, they're charging probably an extra $1 or $2. And now everyone's buying it going, oh my God, I have this new high protein cottage cheese. And it's the same fucking cottage cheese that you could have bought last week or 3 years ago. It's like, right? And so this is the problem. It's the same fucking cottage cheese. And I really feel like this pendulum of protein, and I've talked a little bit about it, has swung in a direction that we're just like, are we overcomplicating the protein now? Are we swinging the other way too far? And I want to be clear about, yes, protein is important. Yes, we should be getting it from Whole Foods. Yes, could you throw in some protein chips here and there if you wanted to? Sure. Or whatever that looks like, protein shake, or yes, I think that's great. Right now on a cut, I'm having a protein shake almost every single day. Now I will say my protein shake is much higher in protein than a protein bar, which is why I've started to steer a little bit away from protein bars versus protein shakes. And I'll talk about that in this episode as well. But you guys, you can get protein Pop-Tarts, protein cereal, protein pancakes, protein muffins, protein brownies, protein cookies, protein ice cream, protein chips. And now we have proteinified water. Yes, protein water. And I'm just unsure when we decided that every single thing that we need to put in our body has to have protein in it or it's not good, right? I always joke and talk about how peanut butter is not a protein source. It has protein. It is not a high protein source. Cool. Does that mean you can't eat peanut butter because it doesn't have protein in it? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Just saying you need to understand it's a fat, not a protein. That's why it's so dense in calories, right? But when did we actually stop just eating regular protein? Right? And this is where we have a problem. Women are out here eating protein donuts for breakfast, protein bars for snacks, protein chips at lunch, protein brownies for dessert. And then they're like, I just don't understand why I'm not getting where I want to go. I'm getting my protein. I'm eating all my protein. Right? Because it's not that it's not protein, but it's not the protein that you think it is. It's not enough protein. And again, I'm going to be super honest. A lot of these protein sources, high protein cookies, high protein brownie, high protein pancakes, you can make pretty high protein. And that's when I'll back it up. And I'll give you a few that I'm on board with and a few that I'm not. Even some of the protein chips I can get on board with. But some of these, what is it? Lenny and Jerry. It's like the ice cream, but not the ice cream. I can't even remember the brand. Now it's like protein cookies. Okay, that's not a protein cookie. That is a high calorie cookie with some protein in it. That's still a carb, mainly. Okay. So I want you to be really, really careful. And it's not because that the protein cookie doesn't necessarily have protein in it. It does. And it probably has more protein, I'd say, than a chocolate chip cookie. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and look it up because now I'm annoyed. So we're going to have protein cookie. Oh, you have Quest. Lenny and Larry is the one. Okay, so let's compare these. Let's compare Lenny and Larry to Quest and see what we get. Oh, Jesus H. I hate all this stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this, you can't even see the nutrition. You got to be kidding. Okay, here we go. By the way, fun fact, Lenny and Larry, their cookies are only a half a cookie. So beware here because you have half of a cookie. It's 2 servings per one cookie. So if you eat one cookie, you're eating 420 calories, which is wild. Okay, but let's talk about this. So for a half of cookie, it's 6 grams of fat, or for a full cookie, 12 grams of fat. For a full cookie, it is 60 grams of carbs and 16 grams of protein. This is a carb. Please do not get it twisted. Yes, that's great. You're going to get far more protein out of this, let's say, than eating a regular chocolate chip cookie. When I just made chocolate chip cookies, I did track them. They were 100 calories and 2 grams of protein. I could have 4 of my own cookies and I could get 8 grams of protein for the same amount here. And it's probably going to taste better and not taste like a fucking piece of cardboard. Okay. So this is Lenny and Larry. This is a carb source. This is not a protein source. This is a carb source by far because you only have 16 grams of protein, which if you multiply 16 times 4, you get 64 calories are coming from protein, and 59 times 4, 236 calories are coming from carbs. 64 coming from protein, 236 coming from carbs, and 108 coming from fat. This is a fat carb source. Just to be very clear here. Just to be clear. So let's look at Quest. Quest is also much cheaper. For sure. This one looks like it has 15 grams of protein in it. I'm trying to find. Here we go. I'm trying to find. See, they use their fun little 2 grams of net carbs. Trash. You need to count all the carbs. I don't know why this is not showing me the label. I'm looking for, here we go. So this is a little bit better because for the whole cookie, it's 240 calories, 17 grams of fat, significantly higher in fat, 19 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of protein. So again, here we go, 17 times 9, 150 calories is coming from fat. 15 times 4, only 60 calories is coming from protein, and 76 is coming from carbs. So again, this is a carb and fat cookie with some protein inside of it. That's it. However, these might be a little bit better. I don't know what their size comparison is. This is 59 grams. I didn't know what the size comparison is, but it's one cookie. It's almost double for that Lenny and Larry cookie. Okay. So again, here we go. We're just talking, for the sake of showing you and understanding this. I've noticed this a lot with the protein bars as well. So while I do love my Bear Bells, the one Bear Bell that my entire family loves only has 15 grams of protein in it. It is a carb and fat source. It is not a protein source. So while, yes, that 15 grams of protein is going to add to their total of whatever they're consuming, my kids don't necessarily need to be on some extremely high protein diet right now, which is fine. They just need to get in their protein when they can, which is great for them. But as far as I go, I stopped eating them. And the reason I stopped eating most protein bars is this reason. It is like a candy bar. Okay? So you have to understand and be able, this is why reading a label is so fucking important. But if I put carb bar on that, if I put carb bar, who the fuck's buying that? Nobody. But that's what it is. So they slap high protein on there or protein, and then they charge you a gazillion dollars for the candy bar. Like, you might as well just go eat a Twix and then drink a fucking protein shake. Way better. Going to be way better for you. Or eat some fucking chicken with it, right? Like, this is basically just, protein bars are mostly, more often than not, unless they taste like absolute trash, they're mostly a candy bar with some protein inside. I mean, that's what they are, right? So, and understand, I'm not saying that protein bars are bad or you shouldn't eat them or they're awful, right? But we have to understand what we're doing. It's not necessarily a protein source. It's a snack with some protein inside of it. If you want actual protein, like I said, eat that with some chicken, with some Greek yogurt, dip it in the Greek yogurt, whatever. Eat some egg whites, eat some lean ground meat, whatever it is, okay? Actual fucking food. So the problem that I see with this, though, is we have gone so far away from that. We've decided that every single thing that we need to eat has to be optimized for protein so we can hit our protein. Want a brownie? Make it a protein brownie. Want pancakes? Let's put some protein powder in there. Want a snack? Let's get some protein chips. Again, pancakes and chips, I'm going to say, are probably the two that I would go for if I'm going to try to optimize protein in something. And then I would say protein shake. Okay. And here's the thing. We feel really good about it because it says protein. It's the protein version. Oh, I didn't eat a bad brownie. I ate a good brownie. Bullshit. You ate a fucking brownie. It's still a carb source, guys. It's still a fucking carb source. So sometimes I feel like, hey, why don't we just eat the fucking brownie and then move the fuck on with our life? Right? Not the protein brownie, not the low carb brownie, insert snack walls, right? Not the guilt-free brownie, not the good brownie, just the fucking brownie. Eat it. Enjoy it, treasure it, move on. Move on. Get your protein from actual food, because this is what happens when you eat the nasty ass cardboard tasting protein brownie. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste good. And if you think that you're going to satisfy like that, and anybody that sits here and tells me like, oh, I love snack walls, you're a liar and a liar and a liar. You are a bold-faced liar. You tell me you like snack walls. Trash. No. Okay? But you don't, so you eat this thing thinking that you're being so good, but it doesn't actually satisfy what you want. So you still think about brownie. Enter food noise. Food noise coming into play here. Food noise. And then the volume of that just gets turned up. So you either go for another one to try to satisfy this craving or this desire or this want that you have. And then maybe you also go out and get something else because that just didn't do it still. And here we are. Well, thank God it had protein in it. Well, thank God. So it's okay. Meanwhile, maybe just eat the fucking brownie and move on. Like yesterday, we made brownies Sunday. We made brownies on Sunday. I made them for dessert. The whole pan got eaten. Everybody enjoyed the brownie and moved on with life. Here we are. And I'm still alive to tell you about it. I'm still here. The world did not implode. Okay? So let's talk about what is the whole proteinification of every single thing about marketing. Because food companies really realize, we can just slap this word on there. Doesn't change a whole lot. And women are going to go buy it because they need to get their protein in. They have to, hit 1 gram per pound. They've got to get their protein in. It doesn't matter if it's a good source of protein. It doesn't matter if it's more carbs and fat than actual protein. It doesn't matter if it costs 3 times as much as a fucking candy bar. Put protein on it, it's going to sell. and we keep buying it. Right? That's why MLMs still exist with their shit. They're like fucking shit products because we buy into it, guys, ladies, women. Right? So I was at one of the big box stores a couple weeks ago. I saw these protein. Oh God, what were they? I think I recently talked about this. I have to go back into my little thing here and try to find it. I don't remember when it was. Damn. Here they are right here. These are called Salted Caramel Crunch Protein Nom Noms. They look like, they're called Protein Chocolate Bites. Okay. And it says 5 grams of protein per serving. Ooh. 5 grams of protein per serving. At 10 grams of fat and 13 grams of carbs for for a quarter cup. So I don't even know how many that would actually get me, but there's 10 servings per bag. So I don't know exactly how many protein balls this would be, but 30 grams. Okay, great. But this is let's see. This is more of a fat, I think, than anything. 90, what's 13 times 4? Yeah, 52. Only 20 calories are coming from protein, y'all. 20 fucking calories coming from protein. You have 90 calories coming from fats and 52 calories coming from carbs. And somehow we still don't see what the fucking problem is. But here we go. They slap the word protein on that bad boy. And everybody's like, yes, winning. I have protein, whatever. Okay, cool. Cheerios. Here's another one. Cheerios protein chewy bars. Now, Cheerios has come out with some new protein Cheerios. I actually enjoyed them. I did try them. I think they have strawberries and cookies and cream. They actually tasted pretty good to me. Now, when you add it with something like a fat-free Fairlife milk or even with regular milk, you're getting more protein in because typically milk has, 8 to 10 grams a serving of protein. And that's great. But these are the protein chewy bars. Cheerios protein chewy bars. 7 grams of protein per serving. Ooh. Now let's look at the rest. 3.5 grams of fat, 22 grams of carbs, 7 grams of protein. One thing that if you don't understand, carbs and protein are equivalent. Okay. So already, if you have more carbs total than you have protein, it is a carb source. Well, it is a more carb source than protein source. So here we have 22 grams of carbs versus 7 grams of protein. When you multiply both by 4, you get 88 and 28. 28 calories are coming from protein, 88 coming from carbs. And actually you get almost just the same amount, 3.5 times 5, which is you almost have as much, as times 9. You still have more fat. So this is still a fat and carbohydrate source, you guys. This is the problem. But hey, they just slapped on protein, 7 grams of protein. Ooh, versus what, 2 or 3? So you only barely doubled it? Come on. I'm not, an egg is a fat source, but you eat 2 eggs, you're still getting more protein from that. For the same amount of calories, you're getting 12 grams of protein versus 7. I mean, it's just like, you can't make this shit up. But hey, thank God I was good and I ate the protein thing, right? So here's what I want you to take away. We are not trying and have to proteinify every single thing that we eat. Eat actual meals with protein in them, and then eat other food as if you're just any other person. We don't need to proteinify everything. Want a muffin? Eat a fucking muffin. Eat some eggs with a muffin with some egg whites. Want some chips? Eat some chips. Also eat some chicken. Like, I think that some of the protein chips, you could utilize them for like nachos, and then you still have a meat though. Like, the chips don't become the protein, they add to the protein, but I still have my lean meat, whether that's ground meat or chicken or whatever I'm going to put on there. Tofu, if that's your thing. Okay. If you want a brownie, just eat the fucking brownie. Move on. Like, it is not that serious. And then also, can we talk again about briefly how I said, You can sit here and tell me all you want that you think that these foods are so delicious. They're not. I have had like the brand one, their little donut hole things. They taste like trash. They taste like absolute garbage, right? So you're spending money for food that you don't even like, that doesn't even give you the protein that you need. And I cannot make it make sense, okay? But I think that we, again, try to overcomplicate this process. Not every choice has to be optimized to get in protein. We can just eat a regular insert whatever, brownie, chips, whatever, because, that is going to be more beneficial long term. However, we've been taught, well, that's bad. Don't waste your calories on things like that. So we go for the protein brownie, we go for the protein muffin, and then we're like, oh, we got this virtue signaling going on where I'm good. I'm being disciplined because I ate the protein version. Well, not really, okay? Because it's not actually high in protein. It's still a carb. If I literally put carb bar on a protein bar, nobody would fucking buy that shit, okay? So women who want to make progress, women who are tired of living in the all or nothing, women who are done constantly virtue signaling what good foods and bad foods, right? We're not eating protein fucking Pop-Tarts. I've not even tried the protein Pop-Tart, okay? They're just eating regular fucking food. And when you want a cookie, they're just eating a cookie. When she wants a brownie, she just eats a brownie. When she needs her protein, she just eats some chicken and eggs. It was mixed in with some other stuff to make it taste good. Okay. And then they just move on. We're just moving on from that. Okay. And so this is part of the masterclass because I talk a lot about living in the messy middle. Too far, we go, well, I have to live in all or nothing. I'm eating the protein version of everything, or I'm just going to hit the fucking button and eat whatever I want. Well, that's not how this works either, right? It's just the proteinification of every little thing that we try to eat and buy is just another version of the all or nothing. You're either trying to optimize every little single food that you put in your mouth, or you're off the rails. You're either perfect in the protein version, or, I ate the brownie, now I'm bad. Women who are successful with weight loss and fat loss live in the middle. They put real protein in their meals. They eat regular brownies when they want a brownie, and they don't make it a whole fucking thing. They just do it and they move the fuck on. This is the messy middle. The link is in the show notes. Okay. This is where the progress happens. So if you click the link in the show notes, I will see you tonight. If you have already signed up and have not received an email, y'all need to reach out to me because I have a couple people that keep signing up, and I'm unsure why. I have like 2 people that have signed up 2 times. So if you're not getting emails, please reach out and let me know. I've sent an email to every single person, more than 1 at this point. Some of you have received 2 or now going on 3 emails. For the Messy Middle Masterclass. So, and there's over 20 ladies that are coming in. So you are not going to be alone here. If you're like, oh, I don't want to be the only one signed up. You're not. Who do we got? Hang on. It's like behind me. It's really hard to read. We got like Melanie, Serena, Sandy, Patricia, Brittany, Tracy, Laura, Kara, Joy, Sarah, go team, Alyssa, Candace, Stephanie, Dawn, Janae, and Sheila. All these people are already signed up. All these women are signed up. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to be the only one coming, you're not the only one coming. I have all these amazing women who are coming with. So let's make it happen, okay? Click the link in the show notes. I will catch you in the Messy Middle Masterclass, and also catch you on the next episode.